What's up, guys, ladies? Today I'm going to be installing a size D ram mount on my 13-foot Boston Whaler, and it's going to be holding a 8612 Garmin unit. It came off my big boat, but the way I figured it is that I'm not going to be using both boats at the same time, so I might as well take advantage of it and use them both. So we're going to be putting this on the handrail right in front where I drive for side scan, and then when I go to set up Livescope, I'm going to move it up to the front. So I'm going to be doing a Livescope setup and a side scan. Try to learn how to do this Livescope for crappie, since I like to do crappie fishing so much. Alright, now we have the ram mount size D large electronics mount and a gimbal mount for the 8612. 8612 is pretty massive for going on a 13-foot boat, but it's going to give me the biggest screen that, and without buying a new unit. Originally I was going to do a 9-inch, and everyone says 9-inch is the minimum you want to use, so I figured I'd just use this 12-inch and get the best of both worlds for you know, getting started out, see how I like it. Who knows, I might buy another 12-inch or 16-inch later on, who knows, we'll see. So I got to put both of these together. I got a little stainless kit I bought from West Marine about 10 years ago. Pretty handy. Got all the stainless steel stuff in there that I might ever need. Since I got two boats, it's being used quite often. Alright, lost it there for a minute. So I got the gimbal mount for the 8612 Garmin and the ram large electronics mount attached to it. You see I got a lot of bolt length to cover up there, but I'll get to that when I turn off the GoPro, and we'll move on after. I'll turn back on after I'm done. Alright, got the Garmin 8612, the gimbal mount. I'm just going to test fit everything for now. That is one big ram mount. I've never seen one that big before. I guess we're going to start on the bottom one. Put the top one on there. Turn that bad boy up. be too tall to get out of my garage when it's garage doors open, so I'm gonna have to watch it close. That's gonna be for Louisiana, cream de la cream. It's gonna look funny, goofy, with a 12-inch monitor on a 13-foot boat, but hey. I don't know if you priced out a Garmin lately, but they're expensive. Oh yeah, it's wanting to turn. I knew it was going to. Now I just gotta see how tight I gotta make this sucker so I won't move when I'm trying to go underway. I don't really need the Garmin for navigation purposes. Pretty much been all around these waters my whole life, but what I want it for is the side imaging, and hopefully learn how to use that real good so I can find the brim beds and any kind of fish, basically in the rivers, mainly what I'm talking about, in little ponds and maybe Lake Talcott. It's getting pretty tight. I think it's gonna work out. It gets too rough because I'm known. Well, I can't say I'm known because I'm normally only one fishes by myself normally, but I've been known to take this little boat in a lot more rougher stuff than it's supposed to go in. But so long as you know how to read the wavelength and time it to where you're not nosediving, you can pretty much go anywhere. I mean, look at the guys on the Florida Skip Challenge. They going hundreds and hundreds of miles, and a boat a little bit bigger than this one. It comes to think about something I did a few years ago. I had 18-foot Hughes, and I took it from Destin to Port St. Joe and back, burnt like 45 gallons of gas. It was a lot of fun. This boat holds 18 gallons of gas for 3 6-gallon tanks, so it's got a lot of range for a little boat like this. Oh yeah, it's not moving at all. I thought it was going to be moving a bunch, but I'm putting as much pressure as I would use holding in the handrail while I'm standing up, because when I drive standing up for the most part. I do wear my kill switch, but I like to stand up so I can see better, especially now that I got this big sucker in my face. See if I can adjust this so that if I do want to sit down and look at it, how much room I got, you know. I guess it's looking up, it isn't going to be a problem, but yeah, that's as far as it'll go. So, oh, I got the ram out. Tighten that back up a little bit on the sides. Just for my sake of wanting to know. There you go, just tilt it down. And I can be driving around here all day long looking at side scan, trying to find these crappie or brim or anything, basically, and do it. Well, the multi-adjustable ram mount, it's making the handrail move a lot, but this handrails are pretty sturdy, so. Part of the boat. It's now part of the boat. registration. Had to pull it out for a free Joe's Bayou boat ramp pass and put it back over here where it belongs, where the sun don't shine. So I'll have it when I get pulled over. All right, that's a wrap. Now I'm gonna go get the power cord, plug it in, and we'll show you when I get out of the boat, because it's kind of hard to move around. This boat is a storage shed whenever I'm out at home, as you can tell. But I'm gonna turn the camera off when I get back in here, edit this little section out, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do next with this. I got a power cord that's gonna run from here to the front. Hopefully it'll be long enough so I can just use one battery. And then when I'm ready to use this on the front with a Livescope, I'm hoping the power cord is long enough. I measured it; it should be. And I can just move the whole unit. Just this section here. Leave the part that's bolted to the handrail on, and move it up front. And then I can use my Livescope up there. So it's a little extra button pushing and whatnot, but it's better than buying a whole new unit, I guess. I was gonna buy a 9-inch and put it right here and flush mount it, but I don't really need a Garmin to navigate the waterways. So any waterway I've been to, I've been there before. Kind of know the waterways. And the river is easy. All you gotta do is just follow the main flow of water, and that's the main river. I've been all the way up from Eden Garden State Park all the way up to Ebro to Spring Run and back, and didn't have a GPS for either one of those trips. So, all right, moving on. All right, folks, I got ahead of myself. I forgot I was even videoing, and I did something without y'all. So I put this, see if you can see it, ram mount up here. Let's bring the camera a little closer. That's so I can hook up the ram mount from there for the unit up front. Now, I'm not a big fan of drilling holes in the boat, but luckily I had two right here that I already had holes, and I did put in one extra one here, but I mean, if worst case scenario I can leave this for the rest of the boat's life or whatever, and it'll be all right. There is one extra hole. I'm not going to be going fast with a unit mounted up there, just because I don't quite trust that ram mount just yet. So it'll basically only be for going slow while I'm looking for crappie. I gotta figure out this camera why it's not showing me anything. Maybe the battery's low, I'm not sure. Oh, there it goes. So now what I'm gonna do is this belly ring here, what I call a belly ring. This was made for an older gentleman. He was in his 80s, and he liked to fish on the bow, so he'd get up in there and it'd keep him from falling out. I like it. I don't normally get up here too much because I don't have someone else to drive for me, but if someone else is driving with me, it's a real convenient spot to stand up right here in front of this cooler, or in front, and hold on to here. It's very fun to ride in. But to make this Livescope work, I gotta take it off. It's aluminum. I think it'll last forever, so I'll put it back on one of these days if I need to, want to. That came out a whole lot easier than I thought I was going to. Couldn't tell you the last thing this time this thing was sticking out of here. So we got an issue. Ran into a major issue. I'm gonna go find a different Allen wrench, because this one is mounted to the socket and it won't fit down here. All right, folks, back again. I did some more off the camera redneck engineering stuff while I wasn't being watched, and it turned out all right. So basically I took off the belly ring that was up here, and I put this special order ram mount fitting that connects, I think it's the size, I forgot the sizes, I think maybe B, and it was just a bolt hole. And right now that's the hardware I have on it for now, a beauty washer, and even just a wing nut on the other side, because I don't know how I'm gonna like it just yet, and I don't want to put anything permanent until I'm ready to make it permanent. This is all new for me. So this is a small electronics mount. I got some U-bolts and some PVC. This is what we're going to use to install the Livescope unit. And then I got PVC, 1.25 inches and 1 inch. You can see the other inch piece inside there. I'm going to cut it down to about 60 inches or so, and then I'm going to bolt it to this here, and then that way it can fold over the side. The Livescope unit can go down, and then I'm going to have an elbow on top up here, and then that way I can control it. And then I got this bigger ram mount, which the Garmin right there is going to come up here, and I'm hoping that I got the longer power cord that'll power cord go from there to underneath here. I measured it already. I got moved the life jacket, of course, and put a Group 34 Optima battery in there. So the Garmin chart plotter and the Livescope unit will be only powered by that battery. The trolling motor, unfortunately for now, will have to be on another. I use a 75 amp hour for it, and it lasts all day. Maybe one of these days, once I get lots of YouTube videos and views, maybe I'll get one of those fancy 210 amp hour or whatever they are lifting batteries that powers everything. But for now, this is what it's got. All right, I think I need to go change the battery in the GoPro, so I'll be right back, guys. Alright everyone, I found something else I can be doing while I'm waiting for that paint to dry. So I got my DeWalt heating gun, back it up a little bit, already set, already running, because they don't get hot enough. It takes forever to get hot. So if you're going to do a lot of heat shrinking, make sure you get an electric one, because I used to have an electric one until it died, and it worked a whole lot better. I went and found me some 5/16 inch pull heat shrink connectors, and just to make sure everything is nice and watertight, got me some 3/8 inch. It's a little bit too big, but it'll work. Heat shrink to put over the connector after I'm done with it. All right, putting the connector on, and my crimpers. This is for the power wire for my Garmin. I'm gonna go over and heat this baby up. Takes quite a while with this DeWalt, but it does the job. And I got a ton of batteries, so it's not too terrible. Alright, that part's done. I'm just gonna slide this red piece up with the lid. A little bit of extra peace of mind for me, because I'm not only going to be using this in fresh water, I'll be using it in salt water too. Ooh, it's getting a little hot. There you go, folks. That's a big step. Get the black piece where I forget. Heat shrink tubing. I can't tell you how many times I've done it where I put everything together and forgot to put the heat shrink on there, and damn, I got to cut back off. Alright, that's a wrap. Alright, so I got the power cord on. About to hook this baby up to the battery so I can do an update to the Garmin. I'm running out of time. I gotta go pick my son up from school. So I think I'm just gonna let that sit right there so I don't lose any parts. I'm gonna go put on the coat of spray paint on. I don't think I need a video all of the spray painting. I think y'all know how to spray paint. And I'll see you back here later. Alright folks, back online. Just turned power on to the unit, and I gotta do an update. It might not find the GPS or position because I'm inside my garage, but I'm hoping it should still do the update. So I got my little SD card. I went ahead and ordered one for this unit straight from Garmin with the update on it, just in case I have any issues. So I'm gonna go back to the back of the unit here and install this SD card. Alright, well I forgot exactly how to do this, so we're about to figure it out. Oh, I'm gonna say manage card. Ooh, I don't know. I got a bunch of waypoints on here I don't want to delete, so I'm gonna go to my Active Captain app. This is where I ran into issues before, because on my other boat, the transducer on my other boat stopped communicating, and it's not that old, so I'm thinking it has to do with the update. It says connect to Garmin Wi-Fi network to enable wireless features. So probably should do this before I have my GoPro on, but Turn on the Wi-Fi. I got side gig here. That's the name of the bigger boat. All right, go back to the Active Captain app. My marine devices. Got a radar from the other boat and 8612. So 8612 pops up. Let's go back. Sync with plotter. Transferring charts. Transferring charts 3%. This might take a while because this is the first time that I've done any update to this plotter. I almost don't like the updates because if you don't update, it don't work, as we're learning, or I'm learning, should I say, in the electronic world. So I'm hoping that this doesn't delete all my waypoints, because I've got probably, I don't know how many, 10,000 waypoints in there for fishing out in the Gulf. This looks like it's going to take a while. It says transferring charts 10%, and software updates transfer pending. So I'm going to turn this back on after I figure out if this is going to work or not. And it's time for me to go pick up my son from school. So I think I'm just going to leave my phone here, power on to the GPS, and just let it do its thing, hopefully. And hopefully when I get back, we'll have a updated, functioning, working 8612. Talk to you later. What's up, guys, gals? I'm back. A lot more tools out now. I've done a few things since I seen you last time. I put this PVC pipe on temporarily. Everything's temporary for now until I get it figured out. But I went ahead and cut off the excess bolt here and put a little cap over it so it doesn't eat up the rub rail here. And there's a lot of play in this little ram mount, especially with this little nugget that attached here for now. But everything's gonna be a trial and error, and once I get it figured out how I like it, probably gonna change things up a little bit. But I plan on putting the Garmin here, the 8612, which is right there right now. It's a little bit of a little stiff movement, but that's because these U-bolts are too tight, and maybe eventually I'm going to get a bigger clamp here so that the U-bolts can go through the holes instead of around the whole pipe. And before I even do that, I'm probably just going to go get one of those nicer sea light mounts and do that instead. I got the 34 transducer there. I got the mount, the zero degree mount attached down on the bottom. This is a 1.25" PVC, and on the inside is an 1 inch PVC. Just a 90 over it. It moves all around. I think what I'm going to do when I'm using it, and if I need to, most of the time it's probably going to stay pointed in the same direction. That's why reason I like it, why it's tight, so it won't move around. But I think eventually I can just move it slower or hold this piece and move it. For now, everything just temporary for now. I butchered it up pretty good with the spray paint, but it's definitely not all white anymore. And I also updated the Garmin through Active Captain. It was pretty straightforward. I just went to my Active Captain app and let it do its thing. It took about probably 20 minutes or so. Other than that, I am probably not going to mess with the 34 mount too much, because there's a lot of instructions to read, and one or too many of these, then I'll probably mess up somewhere along the lines. I don't want to do that. The black box is going to be mounted underneath here, underneath the hatch. I've got a life jacket under there now, but I can put that in the center console, and there's some anchor rope in there. So what my plan is to do is take the anchor off the shackle, leave the rope in there for like a cushion, and this will be sitting right on top of the rope in front of the battery. So there's one of the batteries there. It's a 34, group 34. It will actually fit underneath the hatch just barely. So I'm gonna have a single battery for the black box only. I think, I don't know, I have to learn about this. That cable for the 8612, I got the longest one, I think is 6.5 feet. I didn't see a longer one. It just barely will go right up under this hatch. If I do that though, I gotta put a piece of wood or something, or starboard up under here to keep from pinching the cable, because it's definitely not long enough to go all the way around to this forward hole. So what I might do is just power the graph by itself, and then hook, no, excuse me, the power the black box by itself with a battery under there, and then power the trolling motor and the graph off a different battery. That way you get the clearest image off of 12 volts, 13 volts, whatever it is, straight off the black box. When I go fishing, I typically go fishing all day long, so I want to make sure that my batteries, even though I'll have 3 batteries in this boat, 13-foot boat, at least I'll have good juice for searching for fish the whole time. All right, folks, talk to you later. What's up, guys? I'm back here again, installing the Livescope. So I cheated without y'all again, and I went over and I connected all the cables because there's so many different connectors. You can see that I have Livescope on in the garage. The battery is just temporary. I just hooked up everything temporary for now just to make sure everything worked. I have the green light on the black box and the cable pole connected, and I got a tub of water that I'm using to keep the transducer cool while I'm testing it. Next is unfortunately the transom mount transducer, which currently there's about 3 of them back there. There's 3 of them, yep. So those are all Humminbird. Came on the boat in 1995 and drilled a bunch of holes. So I'm gonna, in another video, I'm going to remove all of those and patch the holes with Cabo Sil and polyester resin and let it harden up, and then I'm gonna be mounting the new one. I might get to that this afternoon. I'm itching to go fishing big time, so I might just disconnect all this and go, because the weather's nice and beautiful, and I'm sitting at the house. So all right, talk to y'all later.